Performance and Technique Analysis for Tchoukball by Matt Ash. What will be covered within this presentation? This screencast will cover the notational and performance analysis of Tchoukball. Games were recorded using video cameras and then uploaded onto Apple Mac computers to be analysed using Game Breaker software. Data was then drawn from this analysis to provide coaching recommendations. I analysed the video footage of 2 games from the first and last week to see what improvements have been made tactically and skillfully. Tchoukball. What is it? Tchoukball is an indoor sport made from a combination of many other ball games. It has elements of handball, crazy ball, and basketball. Crazy ball is a reaction game played with a non-circular shaped ball covered in nodules to make its bounces unpredictable. No goals or end zones are used, instead a rebound net is placed at either end of the court. The aim of the game is to throw the ball against the rebound net with the goal of it touching the ground before an opposing player can catch it. The game is 100% non-contact and you aren't even allowed to intercept passes. It's based purely on tactics and reaction time. It has been described as chess with a ball. What is performance and notational analysis? Performance analysis is a large topic. It suggests the analytical review of any action across a wide variety of situations, for example computer hardware or chemical reactions. However, the term can be narrowed down somewhat when put into the context of sport. O'Donoghue and Holmes say that there are a variety of types of data analysis within sport. These include statistical analysis ranging from elementary descriptive and inferential statistics to multivariate predictive modeling methods. The variety in the role of a performance analyst is summed up well by Hughes and Franks, who suggest that the role requires use of video analysis and technology and the ability to systematically observe performance to be able to give helpful and informative feedback to coaches and athletes. McGarry et al., however, suggest that performance analysis has no clear definition and is interdisciplinary in nature, making it hard to categorize into a specific sector of analysis. KPIs. KPI stands for Key Performance Indicator, and they are used to depict a certain aspect of one's performance that a coach can focus on during a whole game, or even a half or quarter. Improvements of the KPI can then be analysed and compared to previous performances. This is particularly useful for team sports because the members of the team can focus on improving multiple subparts of the performance, which can benefit the outcome of the game and improve their efficiency for the whole team. There are 4 main KPIs: psychological, physical, tactical, and technical. The next slide will cover the KPIs I chose for my Tchoukball analysis, so I will use badminton for an example here. A technical KPI may be the spin produced on the slice drop shot to increase the angle that the shuttle falls at and the direction of its travel. An example for tactical would be the ability to place shots into the corners to get the opposing player moving around and to tire them out. Physical may be the height achieved during the jump phase of a jump smash, which will increase the downward velocity of the shuttle, making it harder for the opponent to return. Finally, an example of a psychological KPI might be concentrating on the opposition's body position before they hit the shuttle, which could give a clue to the shot they are about to perform. What KPIs am I using? I selected 8 KPIs which I chose to analyse over the last 5 minutes of the first and last week's games. My physical KPIs were the successful and unsuccessful shots. These were categorised by any shot that hit the rebound net without connecting with the A-frame and then landed on the floor without being intercepted by an opposing player. My tactical KPIs were the soft and hard shots. A soft shot was determined by any shot that fell just beyond the D surrounding the rebound net and was clearly thrown gently by the shooter. Any shot that was thrown with pace and power and had either a steep trajectory or a fast and flat one when rebounding from the net was labelled as a hard shot. Finally, my technical KPIs were whether the soft and hard shots were successful or unsuccessful. The data for these KPIs, however, was not analysed individually but obtained from the physical and tactical KPIs. This slide shows an example of the analysis collected for the KPIs. Each mark on the timeline indicates a shot specific to the individual's KPI. Using these marks, it is easy to compare between the shots and see some of the reasoning behind successful and unsuccessful shots. As you can see, when looking at my technical KPI, I can use the red line to see whether a successful or unsuccessful shot, as you can see on the left, is either gentle or hard. Game Breaker software. Sports Code Game Breaker is a video analysis software which allows users to create a code window and link this with a video to occupy a timeline of data. This is the video section of Game Breaker, which is linked to the code window. KPIs are set up here along with lead and lag times to make sure the desired skill is captured. Each time one of these code buttons is pressed, it creates a mark on the timeline below. Findings. The results from week 1 to week 3 vary significantly. In week 1, the team completed 24 shots in the last 5 minutes. Only one of these shots proved to be successful, which equates to 4% success rate. From the 24 shot attempts, 13 were gentle and 11 were hard, with a successful shot being one of the hard shots. This is relatively equal, which what you'd be expected from the first week, as the players are new to the sport and trying to discover which tactics work best. Here is an example of a hard shot from week 1. This example shows a clear lacking of accuracy as the shooter hit the A-frame surrounding the rebound net, causing the ball to be returned in an odd direction and making the point not count. It's clear to see here that the opposing team are quite far back from the rebound net, which would make a gentle shot much more effective in this scenario. The second video shows the opposite. This is a gentle shot, but there appears to be no thought into the position of the ball on the net. Also, the defence is very close to the net this time, so it would have been a good opportunity to play a hard shot, sending the ball far behind the nearby defence. Week 3, however, at the end of the data collection period, showed less attempts at scoring. This is shown by the team only taking 15 shots, but 6 of these were successful, which equates to a 40% success rate, which is an enormous improvement over week 1. When looking further into the type of shots completed, 13 of these shots were hard and only 2 were gentle. This clearly shows a preference from the team and that they believe hard shots are more effective. This is reflected in the scoring, with 5 of the successful shots being hard and 1 gentle. This is a video clip of a hard, successful shot from the game. The orange bib team, which is the red team from the previous week, are very spread out and have a lot of room around the visible half of the court. As you can see here, where my mouse is, there's a lot of space. The shooter is stood at an angle to the net that will cause the ball to rebound into this empty space, leading to an easy point, as you can see. Perturbation. The Oxford English Dictionary defines a perturbation as a deviation of a system, moving object or process from its regular or normal state or path caused by an outside influence. Within sport, this could mean any tactic or technique completed by the team to change the dynamic of the play to produce a different outcome. For example, a switch in the direction of play during a game of Tchoukball may be an in-game perturbation. It forces the opposing team to be much more defensive, while the attacking team can be much more offensive as they have surprised their opponents. A perturbation in my analysis was the difference in scoreline between week 1 and week 3 caused by the number of shots completed. The number was reduced in week 3, but accuracy was increased, resulting in more success and a higher scoreline. Exporting the data into Excel and producing graphs and pie charts, it makes it much clearer to see the changes. As you can see, the pie chart from week 1 has a tiny slice referring to successful shots compared to the pie chart for week 3, which shows the successful shots taking up just over a third. The bar charts make it clearer to see the comparison between total shots as well as success rate. Week 1 shows a very low success rate but a high number of shots, whereas week 3 shows less shots, however the rate is much more equal because successful and unsuccessful shots were similar. Reliability check. The data exported to an Excel document was used to complete an intra-reliability test of my consistency when coding for the same video. In order for my results to be reliable, the calculation must result in a percentage of 85% or more. As you can see, 3 are reliable in week 1, but none in week 2. However, when looking at the data, you can see that my margin of error was not overly great, but because the numbers were low, small differences result in a large percentage change. Coaching recommendations. It is clear from the findings that quality is much more important than quantity, so it might be recommended for a Tchoukball coach to focus on strategy and accuracy. The game revolves around the direction of the rebound, so working on the placement of the ball on the net will benefit the players by increasing their knowledge of placement in order to get the ball past the opposition's defense to score a point. Thank you for watching.